6 observations for the waiting list. In the previous video you could see that the amount of excess capacity and the degree of variability determine the average size of the waiting list, and thus also for the waiting time. The more demand there is on the waiting list, the longer new demand has to wait before it can be processed. This graph shows that again. In it, the average waiting time is plotted against the capacity utilization rate. The higher the utilization rate, the less excess capacity there actually is. This is because the utilization rate represents the time that the capacity is actually being used productively. The first observation: as you move toward full utilization of capacity, the greater the average waiting time becomes. The second observation: there is a knee point. Up to a certain utilization rate, the waiting time increases almost linearly, but after this knee point, the waiting time increases exponentially fast, in this case from 93% utilization. The third observation: the greater the degree of variability, the greater the waiting time compared to a smaller degree of variability. The fourth observation: the knee point occurs earlier as the degree of variability increases. With a high degree of variability, the waiting time already increases exponentially fast from a utilization rate of 1%. On the contrary, with a small degree of variability, the knee point is at 96%. The fifth observation: for the same average waiting time, you can use capacity much more efficiently in a process with low variability compared to a process with high variability. For example, here you could have the capacity be 96% productive, whereas if there is a high degree of variability, the capacity is only 83% productive. The sixth observation: to reduce waiting times, you can deploy more capacity, allowing the demand to be distributed over more capacities, thereby reducing the utilization rate per individual capacity. However, it is much better to first see if the variability can be reduced in the process, so that you can achieve a shorter waiting time with the same productivity. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and until next time.